Oh look, a new TBAG video. Battlefield 5 can learn a lot from Call of Duty? Are you kidding me?
Stop! No!
Let me explain first before some of you crazy people are gonna accuse me of saying that Call of Duty is better than Battlefield or some shit like that.
Stop!
That's not what I'm gonna say. I do, however, want to talk about some things that Battlefield can learn from Call of Duty, and in particular Battlefield 5. See, I haven't played Battlefield 5 in quite some time now, as most of you know, and the reason for that is rather simple. It's because I got bored with this game very quickly. Now, very recently, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered was, and still is, free on the PlayStation 4 for PS Plus members. And considering the fact that I had very fond memories playing this game over 10 years ago, of course I went ahead and downloaded it. I mean, it's free after all. Anyway, after nodding to the awesome nostalgic theme song of this game,
Where has the time gone? It's been over 10 years since we all first played this game. We are all getting older. We will never get that time back. I wish we could just go back in time to the good old days where life was stress-free. We are slowly but surely creeping towards our inevitable death, and there is no.
I took a look at the playlist, the game modes that this game has to offer. And this is the part where I want Battlefield 5 to take note. Remember when I said that I stopped playing Battlefield 5 because it was too boring for me? Yeah, that was a couple of seconds ago. Well, of course, I'm not the only one. I have loads of people in my Twitter DMs and in my Twitter feed and stuff like that saying that they are slowly but surely losing interest in this game. Heck, just look at every comment section regarding a Battlefield 5 video on YouTube. Most of the time you see people complaining about the game for one reason or another, whether it be for some annoying bugs and glitches or stuff like that, or even the lack of content, such as the map variety, which basically means that people are getting bored with this game. Now, for once, I'm not gonna crap all over this game like I usually do. No, this time I'm actually gonna provide some constructive criticism plus some examples. So to get back to the playlist of Modern Warfare Remastered, please take a look at this. What do you see right here? You see a lot of different game modes, but more specifically, you see a lot of different party-like game modes. I mean, look at this. You have everything ranging from Team Deathmatch and Free For All to Gunmaster, which is one of my favorite game modes of all time, and even Prop Hunt. And for the people who don't know what Prop Hunt is, well, let me show you. Hilarious in my opinion, and it's even more fun with friends. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because it's actually very important to the duration of how fresh a game can feel. Basically the time until you get bored of playing the game. You see where I'm going with this? Having these types of fun game modes in a game like Call of Duty or Battlefield can keep me entertained for hours. Like, let's say I've played a couple of games of TDM and I'm getting a bit bored of it and I want to do something else, because essentially all I'm doing is spawn, shoot, die, repeat. And yeah, I know that's basically every first person shooter ever, but you know what I mean. It's this repetitiveness that can make a game boring in a short amount of time if it doesn't have a lot of variety. When this happens in Modern Warfare Remastered, for example, I'll just play a couple of rounds of Gunmaster or even Prop Hunt. Because these game modes are so different and so unique, you can always switch back and forth for a little while and have a good time without getting bored, at least in my opinion. You can take it even one step further and play snipers only, or even better, RPGs only. Are ridiculous game modes, but that's kind of the point. They offer something completely different from the main multiplayer games to break through the potential staleness. On top of that, most Call of Duty games also have the beloved zombie game modes, and Call of Duty Black Ops 1 even had that funny top-down arcade shooter with up to 4 players, either online or on the couch. Black Ops 1 also had these wager matches, which was a gun game, one in the chamber, sharpshooter and sticks and stones, which was a lot of fun. In my opinion, that's a lot of value for your money. Now if we take a look at Battlefield 5 for a little bit, you can instantly see the difference. Battlefield 5 has the single player campaign obviously, which wasn't really that good in my opinion, and then the multiplayer and soon the Battle Royale game mode called Firestorm, but that's not even out yet, so I'm not counting that. So all you have is 5 war stories and the multiplayer, which is pretty much the same across all game modes. You know, it's the same experience but in a different jacket. It's something totally different like Prop Hunt for example. Now you could say TBAG, we do also have Combined Arms, which is the co-op game mode for Battlefield 5. And yes, you would have a point, only if that game mode wasn't complete horseshit. And no, this is not me being a hater, literally everyone I've seen talking about it over on Twitter or YouTube thinks it's garbage and that it feels like it was slapped on the last second so they can check it off their to-do list. But this wasn't always the case. Let's go back a little bit and take a look at Battlefield 3. Co-op was actually pretty decent in Battlefield 3, and that means it had the campaign, multiplayer and also the co-op you could switch to every now and again to keep things fresh. Or even Battlefield Hardline, you obviously had the main multiplayer game modes such as TDM and Conquest and stuff like that, but also game modes like Heist or Hotwire, which were very unique game modes that were completely designed for Battlefield Hardline and offered a completely different experience from the main game modes. Hell, even Battlefield 1 did stuff like this. Remember Back to Basics? This was a game mode where you could only use your nation's bolt action rifles, and it was iron sights only. So if you were on the German team, you could only use the Gewehr 98 and the British could only use the SMLE, etc, etc. You even had the pistols only game mode, but I can't quite remember the name of that. And let's not forget, you also had hardcore servers, which was a completely different experience on its own. But the king of this all was definitely Battlefield 4. Apart from the main game modes, you also had the party-like game modes that I mentioned earlier, such as Gunmaster, Air Superiority and even Capture the Flag. Also, because you had the very in-depth rental server program, you could host pistol only servers, hardcore servers and stuff like that. But even crazier than that, over on the CTE you had game modes like Jeep Superiority, which was Conquest with Jeeps only, so as you can imagine that was a lot of fun. You had Skid Loader Superiority on the Siege of Shanghai building, where you needed to push off the enemy team to win. And you also had Snowmobile Superiority, which was similar to Jeep Superiority. And you also had Snowball Fights. I know these game modes are kinda silly, and I know that there shouldn't be permanent game modes for all of these, but how about a weekly rotation for at least some of these fun custom game modes? That way the game mode playlist isn't oversaturated like you had in Battlefield 4, and you have a higher chance to find populated servers, and it keeps things fresh every single week. So for example, one week you could have Air Superiority, next week you could have Gunmaster, which I actually hope to be a permanent game mode, the week after that you could have Capture the Flag, next week you could have Prop Hunt, so on and so forth. Such a simple implementation could extend this game's duration pretty substantially if you ask me, and don't tell me that this stuff is too hard to make and implement or that it wouldn't be popular, because first of all we had this in recent Battlefield games like I mentioned before, and a weekly rotation of different types of game modes is something that's already in different games such as Fortnite, and it's very popular there. So what do you guys think of this? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, I would love to hear your opinion. And if by any chance a DICE developer is watching this video, please make it happen, or at least Gunmaster. I just miss that game mode so much in recent Battlefield games. Also, let me know down below if you have any fun ideas of your own for some other cool custom game modes for this theoretical weekly rotation. You know, maybe melee only, snipers only, perhaps Panzerfaust only, Liberator only, you know, stuff like that. Let's be honest, that would be pretty funny. I think a lot of people would like to see stuff like this, and you could create some of the craziest game modes ever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Follow me on my Twitter if you haven't already, the link is down below. And with that being said, I see you guys next time.